We're in Da Nang, Vietnam on a journey into the unknown. We are representing the classic over 40 travelers. We're hot and sweaty, but just because we're over 40, well, actually we're over 50, doesn't mean that we're going to rush through a bunch of places and check boxes. This isn't a highlight reel, it's a story, one we almost missed. Vietnam is long and narrow, stretching over 1,000 miles from north to south, but only about 30-mile wide at its narrowest point. It borders China to the north, Laos and Cambodia to the west, and has about 2,000-mile coastline along the South China Sea, making it a major maritime country. We booked 4 nights in Da Nang, $147 for the entire stay. And no, it wasn't fancy, but we weren't looking for luxury. We were chasing something else. Understanding, culture, connection, the kind of travel you feel in your bones long after the flight home. Day 1 showed us just how much we didn't know. We started out high above the city at the Linung Praota. The air was thick with incense and silence. As we climbed up the steps to the pagoda, everything became peaceful. Surrounded by the manicured gardens, the sound of nature, it was a moment that we just paused to take it all in. Then, in the distance, the Lady Buddha appeared, calm, powerful, watching over the sea, and in that stillness, something shifted in us. The entire area was beautiful, majestic. The temples and gardens, the Buddha statues and the statues dedicated to the Chinese zodiac. We even took time to watch the monkeys at play in a fountain. And then you get to see a windmill tunnel. This is pretty cool.
We promised we were not going to preach, but there's some things that we really, all of us, have to be aware. For example, number 5. You are here surrounded by temples. Don't wear a hat inside a temple. And if you see that everybody else is taking their shoes, take off your shoes. It's just sometimes it's about reading the rules, and sometimes it's about being aware of your surroundings. And to be a good citizen in this world, you have to be aware of those things.
Then it was on to the next location, the Han Market, which can only be described as pure chaos. The smells hit you first, dried squid, and the dreadful smell of durian mixing with the sweet smell of mango, jackfruit, and steaming broth. The noise is relentless. The layout, a maze. This is blue-collar Da Nang, and it doesn't perform for tourists. We encountered butchers, street vendors, kids on scooters weaving through narrow aisles. It's not easy, but it's real. It's these experiences that we came for, live for, and Da Nang gave them to us and so much more. After the sensory overload of Han Market, we needed a break, and the smells of the sweet fruit and the grilled meat had made us hungry. So we walked a few blocks to an upscale restaurant, well, upscale by Vietnamese standards. I ordered the bún chả with succulent, smoky grilled pork swimming in a light broth, served with vermicelli and crisp herbs. It's savory and tangy and absolutely comforting. Christian went for the stir-fried beef noodles, which was rich and salty and just the right kind of greasy. We both cooled off with mango sodas, sweet and fizzy, bright yellow. It was a carbonated little miracle after all the heat and noise. It was a kind of meal that doesn't rush you, and we needed that. This trip was all about slowing down, taking in Da Nang, and learning about the people, so we slowed down. Mai Kea Beach, white sand, teal waves, and an air-conditioned cafe with strong coffee. We sat for a while, talked about how easy it is to miss the good stuff when you're rushing. As I enjoyed my salt coffee and Christian her egg coffee, we reminisced about our first YouTube video over a year ago and how much we have learned and the lessons that we have gleaned from friends and family. This moment, quiet, ordinary, it stayed with us. Refreshed, we walked to the Dragon Bridge, 666 meters long, shaped like a golden dragon, a symbol of power and prosperity. On Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night, the bridge closes from 9 p.m. to 9:15 p.m. The dragon spits fire and water. But even in daylight, it felt like crossing into another world. The bridge is majestic and the view is amazing. If you go see the show, arrive early and walk around the market area near the bridge. There's a lot going on. Our next stop, well, let's just say that things got wild. Actually, it was more like Girls Gone Wild jumped out of a VHS tape and into the present. Don't worry, we keep this video PG-13. Later that afternoon, we met our guides for a ride through the coconut forest, a maze of tangled trees and narrow channels that reminded us of the Florida Everglades. It was quiet, shaded, and the kind of place where the world just slows down just enough for you to notice the sound of the paddles hitting the water. But when the tour ended, the tone shifted. Suddenly we were dropped into a riverside party. Coconut boat acrobats started spinning their boats like tops. Music blasted from portable speakers, and someone invited us to dance on a platform, in a boat. For a small tip, of course. It was a tourist trap, no doubt, but it was so over the top we couldn't help but laugh. And honestly, sometimes travel gives you a moment so absurd, you just have to go with it.
Thank you. Round of applause for our wonderful guide. Yay.
Hoi An is the kind of place that doesn't need to beg for your attention. It's not loud or flashy, it just is. And that's what makes it so special. Walking these streets is like stepping into a watercolor painting that someone left out in the sun. Faded, cracked, but full of soul. There's history in every chipped brick. We passed old temples, tailor shops, families cooking behind open doors, and every few feet someone smiled. Not to sell you something, but just because that's the rhythm here. In Hoi An, everything slows down, even time. We saw couples posing for perfect photos, of course, but we were looking for something else. We weren't here to collect likes. We were here to listen, to smell the incense, to hear the stories behind the silence. At one point, Chris and I just stopped, near the river where the lanterns float at night, and said nothing. And that nothing felt sacred, because travel isn't always about more. More sights, more photos, more countries. Sometimes the most meaningful moments come when you do less, when you see more. As the sun set over Hoi An, the sky turned gold and the river lit up with lanterns. People say it's magical, and they're right. But not because it's pretty. It's magical because it reminds you of how beautiful life is when you slow down, stay present, and let a place speak to you. Hoi An didn't just show us something new. It reminded us of what we already know. That the most unforgettable moments are quiet, shared, and deeply human. Day one was an action-packed day, and I was happy to get back to the room for a few hours of sleep before our early morning trip to Bai Hills. Then, Bai Hills, a surreal French fantasy built high in the mountains. You ride the world's longest cable car through the clouds and arrive in a village that looks like it belongs in Europe. Complete with stone arches, Gothic spirals, and medieval taverns. It's part amusement park, part fever dream. And yeah, it's a tourist trap, but it's also a window into modern Vietnam's imagination. Bold, strange, and ambitious. But we really didn't come here for all that. What we came here for was to see the golden bridge and the stone-carved hands that appear to be holding up the bridge. It is amazing. Obviously, you will need to weave your way through the endless amounts of people trying to get the perfect picture. And as much as we hate this, we couldn't resist taking our own photos. So we're doing the most tourist thing ever at Bai Hills. So I got an avocado coffee. So it was about $2 at an amusement park, which is really a pretty good deal. So trying the avocado coffee for the first time. This is actually really good. It's sweet, it's kind of got a creamy flavor to it. Note, for those that think that avocado coffee, it sounds gross, it doesn't taste like avocado at all. It's just a really sweet coffee. But This is actually really good. I could go for this all the time. But what came next was unforgettable. So anytime we visit a country, we always try to learn as much as we can about the culture. And one of the ways you learn about the culture is through the food that people eat. So tonight we're doing a food tour with a local guide that we reserved through Klook.
Yeah, so we're excited to see what kind of foods we're getting introduced this time around, if they're different from Hanoi, and just a new adventure.
That night we met An, guide, storyteller, academic, food lover. And what followed? The best food tour of our lives. Barbecue rice paper and shallots and jerky. Spring rolls wrapped tight. Rice dumplings soft as clouds. Crab meat soup that felt like home. And then the master, a banh mi maker crafting thousands of sandwiches a day, hands moving faster than thought. Wow, he just makes the banh mi so fast. His hands are just moving like crazy. 3,000 to 4,000 banh mi a day.
By himself, it's like him, his wife, run the whole business. You see how busy the local is.
Wow, so they still use the charcoal.
With this one, we have pate, egg mayo, 2 different types of pork, a little bit of chili jam, salt and pepper. That's it. Really, really simple. I mean, if you want one bite, I can give you one bite. Just to try. Just to try. Just to try.
It's really got the sweetness from the papaya, and then the spicy from the pepper jam. It's
Slowly build up.
yeah. Wow, and then the bread is so light and just crispy. It's really good.
Finally, dessert. Jackfruit, mango, coconut milk, red beans, sweet, cold, and perfect. During the food tour, we got exactly what we came for. Stories of history and tradition. An spoke about his grandmother, a butcher for 50 years. She made sure that the family always ate well, even when times were hard. That night wasn't just about food. It was about family, about pride, about memory. He told us about the snacks he would eat as a child, what the family had to do without, and the history of egg coffee when dairy products were only for the rich. We talked about the recent innovation of other coffees too, like the avocado coffee. So this is our second time in Hoi An. So we came one night for the night market, and then we came back today. It's only $14 to get here from with a taxi.
But it's worth coming. I mean, there's a lot of structures, museums, old houses that you can see, temples, and plenty of shopping. Even if you don't want to shop, it's kind of fun to see.
Yeah, it's worth just coming to look at anyway. And there's pros and cons with coming during the day or coming at night. I would say that coming during the day, it is very hot and there's very little shade. We've been kind of sneaking in and out of coffee shops and restaurants. Not sneaking, we've actually been buying stuff. But yeah, it does get super hot, so we walk around for a little bit and then we go back and walk for a little bit and do some window shopping and walk in and out of stores and things like that. So again, during the day it's super hot, but at night the crowds are absolutely unbearable. I'm not a crowd type person. Personally, I don't like being in a crowd. And at night it is just really packed here.
And right now it's April 26th, and it's 88, 89 degrees Fahrenheit. So you would say, oh, it's not hot, but it feels like
186. Let's just be perfectly honest. It is hot. It is hot and humid. And I actually like hot weather, so for me to say that I don't like it right now, maybe I've kind of gotten used to the Korean weather, but it is super hot.
At night it's still going to be hot and humid. The night that we came, it was cool, so but just the amount of people, it was just hard walking, and it's hard to take in everything with that amount of people. So if you can come early, like at 8, and spend all day, if you have the stamina to spend, and just to see the night lights, the boats, and the market, I mean, it's worth coming at night. But during the day, you get to experience it in a better way. There's less people, so you can actually see stuff. At night, you're waving with the bicycles, motorcycles, and people taking pictures, and they get on your way. It was just chaotic.
But with the people taking pictures, and there'll be a video coming out soon about Instagram photos and people taking their pictures, huge source of annoyance for me, because people want to take the perfect photo and get the perfect shot. And it wasn't just Hoi An, it was also at Bai Hills, and everywhere that we've been, it's like people are trying to shoot for social media and not enjoying the experience. And man, it just super irritates me now that it's like everyone's trying to get this perfect Instagram shot, and it's like, just enjoy the moment and get out of my way. And maybe I'm just becoming a grumpy old man at this point, but
Well, and there's pictures that we take to show you guys what we do and what we eat, but there's some things that we don't have a picture of it, because there are things that we also want to enjoy. It's not just about all pictures, all videos. It's just enjoying the moment as well.
yeah, I mean, for the most part, we're trying to enjoy the culture and gain an understanding of the people and those type of things. I mean, yes, we love to take pictures just as much as everyone else, but you know, we try to do it so that it's not invasive for everyone else. But man, there's just some people who just don't care. It's just like, I'm gonna take a picture, I don't care how long it takes. And then, you know, and then you got like at Bai Hills to take a picture at the Golden Bridge. There were people who were waiting there for, it had to be hours as long as those lines were to take pictures. And then you got the invisible people, right? So you got the people who wait in line, and then as soon as they get ready to take a picture or they get up to the front of the line, it's like all of their family, like the cockroaches just come out of the walls. And it's like all of a sudden it's like all these people are like in front of you, and it's like, so then you have to wait another, 45 minutes for one family to take a photo.
Yeah.
And I am exaggerating quite a bit there, but it's the truth. It's people, you got a couple that waits, and then as soon as they get up to the front of the line, they call their family over, and then their family all comes up and wants to take a picture.
And we understand everybody has a different view of what it is to travel, so we're complaining in a way, but it's just, for us, it's like, enjoy the time. Why are you waiting in line for an hour to take that perfect picture where you could have seen 10 other things? But Hoi An is 100% a must-see. It's beautiful.
I agree. Hoi An was very nice to see. We've had a great time. Da Nang has been amazing, and we've really enjoyed ourselves here. And we will definitely be back. This is, in my opinion, this is a perfect retirement location for those that are budget conscious. If you want safety, if you want walkability, Da Nang, Hoi An is probably the place for you to come.
And we had a awesome, you use the Grab, so every time you use the Grab, there's the taxi driver, the Grab driver will ask you where you're coming. Do you want them to him or her wait for you? And we found this super nice driver that will link the name and the phone number that you can use through WhatsApp. He didn't overcharge us at any point, and he has been amazing. He doesn't speak that much English, but he used the translator app, and it has worked.
And he was able to tell us a lot about his family, where he lives, because we took some pretty long rides. I mean, We used him to go to Bai Hills, and we also used him to come from Da Nang to Hoi An. So we had some pretty long car rides with him, and we communicated again via the Google Translator app, and which we've been told that Google Translator app isn't a reliable source for translation, but we haven't had any problems with it. Now there's no telling what the guy thinks that we've actually been saying, but we haven't had any issues with it.
We'll have a picture of us with him, and we'll link his name and phone number, so if you want to use him, he's amazing.
We missed the fire show at Dragon Bridge. We almost missed our flight too, but we didn't miss the point. Central Vietnam doesn't beg for your attention. It rewards your curiosity. It's easy to skim the surface, take the photos, tick the boxes, but if you slow down, ask questions, and eat with your hands, you might just leave with more than souvenirs. You might leave changed. Christian and I want to encourage you to go out and find your own adventures. If you're over 40 and looking for more meaningful travel, deeper connection to the places you visit, and cultural understanding, let us know what's stopping you from traveling. We want to hear your thoughts and opinions. If this video inspired you to travel, let us know that too. We're Team Mike Adventures, and we're just getting started.
We make these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, time's forever frozen still. So you can keep